New York, prosecutors want the jury at the R. Kelly sex trafficking trial to hear profane video and audio recordings they say demonstrate how he threatened his alleged victims with violence. On one of the two 2008 tapes, an enraged Kelly can be heard accusing an unidentified woman of lying to him before beginning to assault her, according to a court document filed on Tuesday in federal court in Brooklyn. "If you lie to me, I'm going to, expletive, you up," Kelly says. Another recording captures the R&B star accusing a second woman from Florida, referred to as Jane Doe number 20 in the government's filing, of stealing a Rolex watch from him. "You better not ever take from me again, or I will be in Florida and something will happen to you," he says. "You understand what I'm telling you?" Prosecutors had planned to call the second woman as a witness, but they decided against it after she started to have panic attacks and appeared to have an emotional breakdown while listening to the tape in preparation for her testimony, the filing says in a footnote. For the sake of her mental health, the government advised Jane Doe number 20 that it would not call her as a witness at the trial, the filing says. Assistant claims he made her falsely confess to stealing, prove she wasn't wired. U.S. District Judge Ann Donnelly indicated on Tuesday that she would grant the government's motion to use the tapes as evidence at the trial, which began on August 18. Prosecutors' letter supporting the motion includes several excerpts of the recordings, largely unprintable because of language. Multiple transcripts were filed to the case file Tuesday, but they were sealed. There was no immediate response to a message seeking comment from Kelly's defense team. The audio/video excerpts are part of a long list of uncharged alleged crimes that prosecutors have been allowed to present to the jury, in order to bolster the testimony of the 6 main accusers whose allegations underlie the racketeering and sex trafficking charges against Kelly. The recorded excerpts show, 1. The type of physical and psychological abuse the defendant employed to exert and maintain control over women and girls with whom he was engaged in sexual relationships, and, 2. His regular use of audio and video recordings to maintain control of females and protect the charged, criminal, enterprise, the filing says. Here's everything that's happened so far. The defendant bragged about having cameras everywhere in his Chicago studio and other locations he used to keep an eye on his victims, the filing adds. Kelly, 54, has pleaded not guilty to racketeering and other charges accusing him of sexually abusing several women, girls and boys during the course of his 30-year singing career. He has vehemently denied the charges, claiming that the women were groupies who wanted to take advantage of his fame and fortune achieved through hits like I Believe Can Fly. The request to introduce the audio/video excerpts came a day after another witness testified she saw Kelly in a sexual situation with the late R&B singer Aaliyah around 1993, when Aaliyah was only 13 or 14. The witness, who testified under the pseudonym Angela, told the jury that Kelly had sex with her when she was 15, the latest in a series of accusers who say he sexually exploited them when they were underage. The woman, a former backup performer for Kelly whose testimony matches the description of Jane Doe No. 7 in prosecutors' filings, described opening a door on Kelly's tour bus to find him kneeling in front of Aaliyah and appearing to perform oral sex on the girl. She said she immediately shut the door and left without ever speaking to Kelly about the encounter. Earlier in the trial, the jury heard a former Kelly employee testify how 2 fake IDs were used to clear the way for Kelly to marry Aaliyah after he began a sexual relationship with her and believed she had become pregnant. A marriage license that was put into evidence falsely listed her age as 18, Kelly was 27 at the time. Prosecutors say Kelly wanted to use the marriage, which was later annulled, to shield himself from criminal charges related to having sex with a minor and to prevent her from testifying against him. Aaliyah, whose full name was Aaliyah Dana Houghton, worked with Kelly, who wrote and produced her 1994 debut album, Age Ain't Nothing But a Number. She died in a plane crash in 2001 at age 22. Contributing, Maria Puente, USA Today.